Hey, what's good, everybody? We're going to get this thing started in just about 2 minutes. We'll get started at 8:05 Pacific time. So just about 2 minutes, let a couple more people filter on, and we'll get this thing rocking. Excited to have you guys on here tonight.
Cheese.
Yo, guys, we're going to get started in just 1 minute. All right, guys, 1 minute. 9:05 Mountain Time, 8:05 Pacific. We'll get this thing going. Hang tight. Hello, 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 everybody. Good evening. Happy, what is today? Tuesday? Is today Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday. Sorry, I'm usually on the Wednesday call, but I'm covering for a couple buddies tonight. So with that, hold on. Oh shit, it's Monday, guys! It's Monday. Happy Monday. Like I said, I'm usually on the Wednesday call, but I'm covering for a couple buddies tonight. So that being said, happy to be with you guys for the beginning of the week. For those of you guys that don't know me, my name's Harrison Bagton. I'm 21 years old from Northern California, living out here in Albuquerque, New Mexico right now. And I've been in VEMA now. I've been part of this organization for about 2 years now. And I was fortunate enough about a year and a half ago to hit the rank of presidential. So I'm really pumped to be on this call with you guys tonight. I'm really pumped to share with you guys some value and some thoughts on probably one of my excuse me, on one of my favorite topics to teach on, which is leadership. Okay. So I'm just going to get right into it. For those of you guys that have ever read the book GoPro, this will be a little bit of a recap for you, part of this. And for those of you guys who have not read the book GoPro, I would highly, highly recommend that you read that book, GoPro by Eric Worre. But the point of the story is that in GoPro, Eric Worre says that there's 3 different stages of network marketing. All right. There's 3 different stages of this business. And anybody that comes into this business, everybody will do one stage. A lot of people will do stage 2. And those people that go on, it's those select few people that go on to make extraordinary amounts of money in this business will make it to stage 3. So what are the 3 stages? It's 1, you're dependent. Okay. You are dependent on somebody else, right? You're dependent on your upline. You're dependent on your team to be able to grow and become successful. Okay, stage 2 is independent, right? That's the number 1 goal in this business is how quickly can you get somebody from dependent to independent, all right? And the 3rd stage is dependable, right? So you've got dependent, independent, dependable. Now, everybody, guys, you got to understand, it's not a bad thing to be dependent. It's actually very crucial to be dependent. Anybody in this industry, anybody in this business that has made a lot of money at one time or another was dependent on their upline or dependent on their mentor and their leaders to grow. And the reason the people that are successful start out dependent is because that's how you learn how to truly duplicate this business, right? It's not about what you can do. It's not about what I can do. It's about what we can do as a whole. So it's important to be dependent. It's important to plug in with your upline and almost leech onto them, piggyback on them in the beginning of your business, right? My upline in the beginning was Adam Wenig. So I had him do all of my opportunity calls. I had him do all the training calls on my team. Why? So I could listen to him so I could inevitably repeat it down the road. Now, the goal, right, was to get me from dependent, where I needed Adam for everything, to become independent. What does independent mean? Independent means that you can do the business, right? You can do it. You can do your own opportunity calls. You could probably close somebody out over the phone on a three-way. You could, maybe give a basic training on the journey or on the system. You can do the business. You can do the daily operations of the business to keep it rolling. Okay, and dependable. All right, here's the transitional difference from independent to dependable is when you're independent, you can do the business. When you're dependable, you're able to teach the business to others. That's the breaking point right there. That's the obstacle that you got to get through. That's the brick wall that when you break through, that's where all the money is. Okay, so we've got dependent. Everybody's going to be there. Independent. A lot of people will become independent. And those people who develop the skills necessary to be able to teach others how to do the business, they're going to become dependable. Guys, the reason Tom Alkazen is so phenomenal at this business, okay, Tom Alkazen is dependable as can be. This man has tens of thousands of people within his organization. Yet when I give him a call or give him a text, he answers or responds every single time. Every single time. As Tom says, he says, if your voicemail is full, that to me says that you're closed for business and nobody wants to work with a closed business. So where are you at right now? Okay, anybody, no matter what stage you're at in this business, I believe anybody can get some value out of this call. Are you dependent right now? You're dependent on your upline and your team to grow? Well, maybe some things out of here can get you to become independent. Okay, maybe you're independent right now. You can do the business, but you're really ready for that breakthrough. You're really ready to take this thing to the next level, and you want to become a dependable leader. And maybe there's a couple people on here that are dependable that really want to maybe fine-tune a couple skills and take their business up to the next level. Whoever it may be, I think anybody can get some value out of this call. So like I said, the big things you want to focus on right now are one, the ability to do the business. We want to transition everybody to be able to do this business, to be able to host a training call, do an opportunity call, so on and so forth. All right. And that's the key. So how do we do that? Okay. In my opinion, there are five distinct qualities that make somebody an effective leader. Okay. 5 qualities that I think make somebody an effective leader. And remember, okay, an independent leader has these qualities, okay? They possess these qualities on leadership. A dependable leader is able to develop these skills in other people. That's really important to understand. An independent leader possesses some or if not all of these skills, and an independent leader has or possesses some of these skills, and a dependable leader is able to develop these skills within other people. So what are these 5 qualities? Okay, I'm going to go through, I'll give you all of them, and then I'm going to kind of expand on each of them. So the 5 qualities of leadership, 5 qualities of an effective leader, in my opinion. Number 1, a leader is a speaker. All right, a leader is a speaker. Number 1, a leader is a speaker. Number 2, a leader is a teacher. That's number 2. A leader is a teacher. Okay, so number 1, a leader is a speaker. Number 2, a leader is a teacher. Okay, number 3, a leader is a reader. A leader is a reader. A leader is a reader is number 3. Number 4, a leader is a promoter. A leader is a promoter. Number 4, a leader is a promoter. I'm just taking a second here to give you guys some time to write these things down. So number 4 was a leader is a promoter. And number 5, and I think almost most importantly, excuse me, is that a leader is a listener. A leader is a listener. An effective leader listens more than they speak. And now I'll get into all of these. So number 1, guys, a leader is a speaker. Okay, I want you, anybody on this call, I want you to think of the common denominator between any of the elites in your upline, even any of the diamonds, even any of the golds. But really, what's the common theme you see between myself and Patrick Comer and Adam Wenig and Brad Alcazan and Alex Morton and Tom? What's the common theme you see between all of the elites? All of us are really, really, really good at one specific skill over everything. We're amazing speakers. That's what got us to where we are, is our ability to communicate, our ability to pass on information, our ability to pass on information in a way that is easy to and simple to understand for the majority of people, right? You got to understand what made Jim Rohn, if you guys know who he is, I hope you do. But what made Jim Rohn such a brilliant business philosopher was not what he was saying. It was how he was presenting his ideas. See, Jim Rohn presented some, absolutely brilliant content, some absolutely just drop dead brilliant business content. But the way he delivered his speech was so damn simple. It was so simple language, simple to understand, that any average Joe could understand it. And most people didn't even understand how complex the topics that he was explaining were, because he explained it in such a simple manner. He was an effective communicator. Guys, the number 1 skill in network marketing is you got to be able to speak. If you can't speak, if you can't throw down the opportunity, how do you think you're inevitably going to make any money in this business? You got to become an effective speaker. Right? You've got to be able to throw down the opportunity. You got to be able to effectively teach your team the system or do a strategy session, right? Everything in this business is speaking. What am I doing to you right now? I'm speaking. Let me give you the key, in my opinion, to this entire business of network marketing. My opinion in this business is that here's the key to the whole puzzle, is that the one who facilitates the most information, the most effectively, and the most efficiently wins, period. That's all this business is facilitating information. What are you doing when you're speaking at a home event? You're facilitating information about our product or our company and our movement and our opportunity. What are you doing when you're on a 3-way call with somebody? You're facilitating information. What am I doing to you right now on this call? I'm facilitating, I'm teaching information to you. For people that might not know what facilitation means, you're passing on information. That's all we're doing in this business, is passing on crucial information to as many people as possible. And the one that passes on the most information to the most people wins the game. So you got to be able to speak. Like I said, whether you're at a home event or whether you're on a 3-way call or a training call or a regional, you're speaking. Okay, so maybe for some people right now, they're in the dependent stage. Okay, the number 1 skill that you could start to develop right now, if you're a dependent leader, which is fine. Like I said, anybody that's made a lot of money in this business started off as a dependent. But the number 1 skill you could start to develop right now, if you feel like you're dependent, which a lot of people are, and like I said, that's okay, is develop your speaking skills. When you can break away and start presenting the opportunity on your own, or at least doing training calls on your own for your own team, you're able to speak effectively, you're well on your way to becoming independent. I would say once you're able to speak, you are independent. You can at least do the business on your own. Okay? So like I said, anybody on this call, no matter what level you're at, I think you can get some value from this. So if you're dependent right now, I would say the number 1 skill to start focusing on is being able to speak, being able to tell the story, man. That's what this business is all about, right? What does Tom say? The one who tells the story the most wins. Okay, so number 2, a leader is a teacher. Okay? Guys, it's as Tom Alcazan says, he says that Enrollment will take you to the next level, okay? We need to enroll people to go to the next level, for sure, okay? But it's leadership within our business that's going to take us to our dreams, okay? Enrollment's going to take us to the next level, but leadership is what takes us to our dreams. What does that mean? That means that we can go out and enroll as many people as we want. All of us on this call, everybody that's listening in tonight, we could all go enroll 100 people right now. But if we can't get those 100 people successful, if we can't get those 100 people to see results and grow in any aspect, whether it be their physical body, their financials, or even their professional skills, if we can't get them to grow, what's going to happen, right? They're going to leave, obviously. So yes, we need to enroll people to build our business, but we need to be able to develop people. We need to be able to build leadership within our business to create a sustainable network. So what does that take? That takes the ability from us. If it's right, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. So if it's up to me, I know that I need to personally have the skills and the ability to build leadership within my team. I don't need to rely. I can't rely on Adam, although I can. But in my head, I can't rely on Adam to do it. I can't rely on Brad to do it. I can't rely on Tom to do it. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. Therefore, I need to take it into my own hands to become an effective teacher, right? It's not just about me being the best speaker and me being the best closer and me being the best trainer, right? It's my ability to teach my team. My buddy Eddie's sitting right here, right? This guy got on fire in his first 3 weeks. He started just building like crazy. But either way, I said, dude, I need to be able to teach this kid how to do what I'm doing right now. Within his third week in his business, he was hosting his own training calls. Within his second week, he was throwing down his own opportunity calls. Why? Because I was able to teach him how to duplicate and replicate what I'm doing. And the more people that we can build within our organization that have the ability to teach, we have these little, I like to call them leadership universities going all around in our business. If Eddie can teach and Philip can teach and Stephen can teach and Brandon can teach and Alice can teach and, you know, I'm just naming off some leaders in my business. If they can all teach as effectively as I can, they can teach the system as effectively as I can. They can teach the leadership skills. They can teach the presentation. I have all these leadership. We have all these leadership universities going around in our business. But again, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. It starts with us being able to develop the skills to teach. And that all comes down. It relies on the skill I just taught, speaking. Guys, if you become an effective speaker, an effective communicator, teaching becomes very easy because you understand how powerful language is and you understand how to communicate with people, right? You'll see by the end of this how that all of these skills are really interwoven together into one, mishmash of an effective leader, right? So speaking's number one, teaching's number two, but to be able to be an effective teacher, you got to be an effective speaker. Excuse me. But in order to be an effective teacher, what do we need to have or what do we need to be? To be an effective teacher, we need to have knowledge, we need to have wisdom, and we need to have value, most importantly, that we can teach to people. And that leads us into quality number 3 of an effective leader, is that a leader is a reader, okay? The more I read, the more audios I listen to, the more seminars I go to, the more successful people I spend time around, but most importantly, the more books I read and the more audios I listen to, the more I'm learning. And the more I'm learning, the more knowledge and the value I have within myself to give out to my team. Understand, guys, that you are only as good as your team is. I'll say that again. You are only as good as your team is. Therefore, in my head, the way I think is that the more I can learn, the more books I can read, the more I can teach to my team. The more I can teach to my team, the better they're going to get. And the better my team gets, the better the team gets, the better we're all doing. Because I'm teaching them information that's helping them grow their business and grow their income. And in turn, by giving that value and giving that knowledge to my team, my income grows as well. But if you don't have anything to give, you can't grow. Your business isn't going to grow. right? As Jim Rohn says, the only way you can bring people up, right? The only way you can bring people up is to first be on higher ground. The only way you can bring people up is to first be on higher ground. And the higher ground you're on, the more people you can bring up with you. So in my head, I say I want to learn as much as I can. I want to be the best that I can to give to my team, right? We want to willingly give and graciously receive. The more we give to our teams, the more they grow. But you got to have something to give in order for them to be able to grow. So here's one of those things, kind of those breaking points between an independent leader and a dependable leader, okay? An independent leader reads books and listens to audios when it's convenient, right? They do it because they have to. They said, well, Harrison said that I need to read and I need to listen to audio. I need to personally develop myself in order to make a lot of money. And I want to make a lot of money. So yeah, I'm going to read, right? And it's like, oh shit, well, I haven't read today. So, I'll squeeze it in today for 20 minutes. Or, oh, I haven't read in a couple days. So I should probably pick up my book. Stuff like that. They read, but it's not habit. And you got to understand the difference between an independent and a dependable leader is an independent leader reads because they have to. A dependable leader reads because they want to. Because they want to get better. Because they understand that the better I am, the more I have to give. And the more I have to give, the better they get. The better they get, the better the business is. That's how a dependable leader thinks. Your team has to be able to rely on you. Your team has to be able to know, like, yo, I'm striving to be where he is, or I'm striving to be where she is. You can't let your team outwork you. You can't let your team have more knowledge than you, more value than you. You are the magic of your team, right? So the difference, that transitional difference, is that, like I said, an independent leader is going to read because they have to. A dependable leader reads out of habit. Now, there's a fine line difference between something that you do very, very frequently and something that you do as habit. There's a very fine line difference. You could do something very frequently every single day. Something that you do out of habit, you do at the same exact time every day, right? I guarantee everybody on this call, when you brush your teeth, you brush them in the exact same order, the exact same fashion. You switch hands at the exact same time, each tooth in the exact same order. But I bet you if I asked you how you did it, you probably wouldn't know. That's habit. You do it without thinking about it. I can tell you, everybody in this house, if you look at the common theme between everybody living in this house right now, is everybody in this house right now has a book next to their bed. And I know for a fact that it's the first thing everybody in this house does when they wake up. And the last thing we all do before we go to bed is we listen to an audio. That's habit. We don't think about it. When we're all kicking it here at night together, we've got personal development going. We've got an audio going. So that's my habit. I wake up, the first thing I do is I read for at least 20 minutes, even 10 if it's a busy day. But I read for 10 minutes, the first thing I do when I wake up, and I listen to at least 30 minutes of an audio before I go to bed. This way I start my day with good and I end my day with good. You start your day with momentum, you end your day with momentum. You're always in momentum, right? But that's habit. I do it without even thinking about it. And that's why my team can rely on me. So where are you at right now on the spectrum? This isn't to call anybody out. This is to help you grow. Be honest with yourself, right? This is an on-air call, so I can't see anybody. Nobody can see each other. Be honest with yourself. Where are you at in the spectrum? What are your habits like? How effective are you as a speaker? How effective are you as a teacher right now? Where do you fall on the spectrum? And what points can maybe I help you or one of the other leaders in your business help you grow to the point to where you want to be? Okay, number 4, a leader is a promoter. Okay? You got to understand, guys, as a leader, you are the lifeblood of your team. You're the magic of your team. You're the river that keeps the blood pumping. Okay? What's the name of this business model? The name of this business model is, as BK used to call it, social network marketing, right? Social network marketing. Well, you got to understand, guys, if we aren't socially networking every day, if we aren't socially connected, like I said, socially networking every day, you're missing 2/3 of the damn business model, right? If all you're, if you're doing home events and you're doing opportunity calls, that's great. That's fire. That's important. But all you're doing is you're doing the marketing. You're just doing the sales part, which, yeah, you'll make some money. But like I said, you're missing 2/3 of the business model. Guys, a leader is an effective promoter. What do I mean by promoting? Okay. Number one, what are you promoting? Well, you're promoting these nightly calls. I mean, guys, if you aren't letting your teams, especially the newest people, if you aren't letting the newest people and the rest of your teams know when these training calls are, if you aren't letting the rest of your teams know when the nightly opportunity calls, guys, you have a nightly opportunity call with an elite leader or above, or, an elite leader every single night throwing down the opportunity. If I had that kind of tool when I first started this business, dude, I'd be a royal ambassador right now. Ask Comer, ask Wennick, ask me, ask some of the guys that have been in this thing for 2-3 years. We didn't have these kind of tools when we first started. So yes, if you want to be an effective leader right now, you should be promoting these nightly training calls to your team. You should be promoting the nightly opportunity calls. You should be promoting the home events, the PBRs in your area. You should be promoting the regionals, the national events. Guys, the Go for Gold, the Diamond event hosted by Tom and Bethany in Vegas in March. These are all very important events that you guys need to be promoting. But here's the thing, how do we promote? Okay, a lot of people mistake promoting with mass texting. That's not promoting. Okay, yes, anybody in my group, we have a mass text, we have a group text, and it's effective. But that's not how I promote everything. Guys, promoting is more than just posting something on Facebook and expecting people to see it. Okay? People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care. Do you think people are going to feel a true sense of caring if your promotion to your team, your value, what you're doing to help your team is just posting on Facebook and hoping that they see it? That's not promoting. That's important to do. Yes, we post on Facebook every day as something to fall back on, okay? But that's not promoting. Promoting isn't just going, oh, well, Michael Sotero is going to post every day, so, the event's promoted. No, you got to be promoting within your groups. Promoting isn't just a group text, guys. Promoting, the most effective way to promote a training call or an opportunity call or a home event, the most effective way to promote anything is a phone call. Right? So what I do, here's how I make my promotions for the day. I have 3 group texts, like on my phone, 3 group texts, all with 10 to 15 people in it. So I promote the webinars, the nightly webinar with the link, and the nightly opportunity call with the link. I send that out in a group text on all 3 of those group texts every day. Okay? I send that out. So that's what? Anywhere from 30 to 45 people that are seeing that information. But then what I do is I choose personally anywhere from, we'll say, 10 to 15 people, 8 to 10, 12 people a day. And I'm talking the newest people, the people that aren't in the loop yet, the people that don't know how the business is running yet, right? Maybe somebody that started yesterday, maybe somebody started 2 weeks ago. But I choose, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15 people each day to personally call and personally invite onto these calls. And I'll get on with them. Hey, Eddie, welcome to the team, dude. I don't know if you saw or not. My buddy Patrick Comer is hosting an amazing training call tonight. I'm going to be getting on. I wanted to get you on this call with me. It's going to be an awesome call. You do that for 8 people a night. Well, right, as we're recruiting or as we're building, we're also teaching. That habit is going to be reflected within your team. If you're not getting on calls, your team's not getting on calls. Okay? If I just got started and the first thing my upline did, Adam, was call me and invite me onto a training call, in my mind, I'm going to think that's what I should do to my team. Period, right? Because that's what was done to me. That's what helped me grow. So an effective leader keeps their team connected, right? Social network marketing, we got to make sure we're socially networking and socially connected each day. What does that mean? That's posting on Facebook, right? That's group text. And most importantly, it's a phone call, all right? Phone call is the most effective way to communicate. Why is it good to be on the phone? Why do leaders talk on the phone? Because you're speaking. It's a good way to practice your communication and your daily speaking skills, right? You're not going to learn how to communicate effectively over a text message, right? So last one, right? A leader is a promoter. Number 5. For the last one, guys, a leader is a listener. Okay, I think this is something that is so overlooked by so many leaders, so many effective people in this business, is the ability to listen. I think a lot of the times, ego can get in the way. I know when we were on with the elites, when we were really building this alliance, the number one thing Patrick said, and I commend him for it, is he said, before we square anything away or get this movement or this mission statement set, is we need to all leave our egos at the door completely. And anybody that brings ego into this business, you're out of the loop. And I commend him for that, because I think ego brings people to a place where they're not listening to their team's needs. They're just listening for the next time that they can speak because they're good speakers, or they like hearing themselves speak, or they just think they're right about everything. And, that's fine. Everybody has those moments. I'm not saying I don't, but that's the difference between me and Tom Halkazin. Okay. Anybody that's ever had a conversation with this man, you understand the second you meet him, you feel like you're talking to your favorite grandpa in the world or your favorite uncle in the world. He doesn't talk, yet he makes you feel so comfortable around him. His ability to build rapport with people is tremendous. And when you think about it, even when you're talking to Brad, they don't talk. They do none of the talking. They listen. They listen to the needs of their people. And I think so many people are stuck just waiting to hear themselves talk, because a lot of us leaders have gotten so good at speaking that we get excited. But I say that's not what builds an effective business. That's not what makes an effective leader. An effective leader is there for their team, and they're there to give their team what they need, not what they need. Okay? Some people, if you've ever been to Tony Robbins, the 4 human needs, right? You've got certainty, variety, significance, and love and connection. Some people may value significance more than they value helping their team or growing or contributing. And if you value significance that hard, you're always just going to be looking for the next time to chime in. And my opinion is if we can just learn to excuse my language for a sec, but if we can just learn to shut the fuck up for 5 minutes and actually listen to what your team needs, I think all of us could become much, much, much more effective leaders. Instead of just giving some BS cookie cutter rote response on what we think we should say and actually listening to what it is that they need, I think we can all become more effective. If somebody calls me and saying I'm struggling with my invite, or I'm struggling getting people to home events, instead of giving them some rote cookie cutter BS response where it's like, well, dude, just get more excited, right? You just got to get more excited. If you're more excited, people will come to the home events, right? Just not listening. You're hearing them, but you're not listening. Instead of that, if you just shut the hell up for 5 minutes and listen, maybe you can find that limiting belief that's actually holding them back. Maybe there's something more that's holding them back to getting excited. Maybe there's a limiting belief that's holding them back from getting fired up on the phone. And if we can just shut up for a couple minutes and listen, I think we can find a better path to point them towards, to teach them on. You see how these all become congruent together? If we can shut up for a little bit, maybe we can better point them or teach them in a better path. But at the same time, if you're not reading, if you're not growing yourself and growing your skills, how are you ever going to help somebody up in the first place, right? In order to help somebody up, you must first be on higher ground, right? So that's why it's important to be a reader, to always be personally developing yourself. Because, you can listen to somebody, maybe they're having trouble hitting their goals or setting their goals. Well, how are you ever going to teach somebody how to effectively set and achieve a goal if you've never read The Compound Effect or listen to The Strangest Secret? How are you going to teach somebody the entrepreneurial mindset if you've never read any kind of Kiyosaki? How are you going to, the list goes on and on, right? How are you going to teach somebody how to properly build a duplicatable business in network marketing if you've never read GoPro, right? You see how these all come? But if all these pieces are set in place, all of us as one unit, can become such powerful and effective leaders that we are, but we're going to be unstoppable. But it takes building these 5 steps and humbling yourself down and being real with yourself on where am I actually on the spectrum right now? Where am I actually on the spectrum right now? First, am I dependent? Am I independent, or am I dependable? Okay. Now, no matter where you are, where can you grow? And it starts with, like I said, humbling yourself down and being real for yourself. I'd love to get connected with some of you guys on this topic. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. I think you guys can understand that we've been on here for over a half hour now, so we'll get this wrapped up. But I just kind of roll with it, man. This is one of my favorite things to talk about. If you guys want to get connected, you find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Harry Baggs. 925-588-1232 is my number. I'd love to get connected with that. I appreciate your all's time. Like, what was it? It was Monday, right? It's Monday. Happy Monday. Let's get this week started on the right foot. And I'm excited to get back on here with you guys in a couple days. Have a good one. Peace out.